Hey everybody, it's your girl Sonali Ray, and before we get started, you already know, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. I'm actually here because let's just talk about some things. I want to know what you guys thought about the last video and if you wanted to expound on that a little bit more. I'm obviously not going to do that in this video. And remember that there are some perimeters that even I can't cross as of yet. So I actually got a notice today about that. So yeah, I gotta kind of refrain from that. But that has been one of many experiences, and it is so ironic that a lot of women of color are actually interested in this industry because I am in contact with a lot of women who've had similar experiences, if not worse. And it is just it's a part. That's my tea kettle, so forgive me. But it has some tea. But it's a part of. Let me tell you something. It's a part of the journey that a lot of us have experienced. So, and it's unfortunate, but it's something that needs to be made aware of so that we can change it. You know, it doesn't change if we don't change. And a lot of times you get in these situations, and a lot of people like to remain silent or to pretend that things don't exist or sweep things under the rug. And it's just been the same way over and over again. And at some point, you have to break up that tension, you know, and correct it if possible. So I'm not sharing these experiences to necessarily show a horrible shadow over the outfit, which, to be honest, there is one there. There is one there. I'm not going to lie to you. There is one there. But I just did that because it's important that people know. And I really wish that I had a resource like this before I came out. And to be frank, I never thought I'd be a resource. That wasn't something I wanted to do. Because when you get an outfit, that's what we called it, the outfit. A lot of people, specifically administration, will say, don't listen to these C lawyers. And they're right. There are a lot of people who sound smart and have no idea what they're talking about, to be honest, because they haven't really gone through enough. And they can't produce receipts. So there's that. Do with that information as you will. So today I was in a store and I was talking to some young ladies, and they were asking me what I do for a living and, you know, how'd I get in this industry. And they were so intrigued. And it's so weird because I'm not that intrigued with what I do. It is fun though when people try to guess what my profession is. What do you do for a living? You do that, don't you? I don't. And then when I tell them what I actually do, it's like so far out of the scope of what they considered. It's really fun to watch. So anyway, I was telling them about MSC, and they had some of the same questions that some of you have had. So I figured I'd take this opportunity to share them with you, or to unpack some things. So they were asking about security and safety. They're like, oh my God, you're on the ship. You could go to war. What if we go to war? She was the youngest. She's cute. I said, well, we've technically been at war since the early 2000s. So we're not been at war for about 20 years now, over 20 years now. And you'll be fine. Now, there are some things I can't divulge just because of national security, but I will say this. War shouldn't be your main objective. I mean, your main concern. You'll, for the most part, be fine. Are there dangers? Yes. Are there some challenges that may be pretty terrifying? At times it could be, depending on where you are. But that could be for anybody, you know. Unfortunately, our father and brethren with September 11 in the towers, they were at home, and this happened. This, you know, egregious act happened. So being out to sea, you're not more protected here than there. It's just, I get it. You're at home. You with your family. You with your, you know, people that you love and love you back genuinely. And that's probably where a lot of people want to be. But it's in terms of safety, I've been in some situations out here where it's just like, oh, are we okay? And then we are okay. So it's not the scariest place imaginable. Some people have asked about training. Is it like active duty? No. Is it like Coast Guard? Because, you know, Coast Guard do some hard stuff. But no, it's not Coast Guard, and it's not active duty either. What's the food like? Dum dum dum. That depends on the ship. But I think I said in other videos, if there are some comfort items that you prefer, I would bring them with me. I've seen people bring spices with them because you can't gauge while you're in the pool who's going to be able to cook. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, and I really feel like they should remedy this, there are no refresher courses for the people who choose culinary department or supply department or cook department or wherever you want to frame it. There are no refresher courses, meaning they don't, once they pass their classes, they're not required to do it again, but they should be. Because if you know what I know, I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell you what I know, because I don't care about you knowing. You should know. That's why I'm here. I remember some cooks were in the back, and the ceiling has like the Gaylord and things like that, like little poles and stuff like that. This man was doing chin-ups in the back, which I'm not really too messed up about that, but he did it in his gloves. Gloves are disposable. They're single use. You know what I mean? You do a task, you dispose it, that's how that's supposed to go. When the break came, they took the gloves off, right? And laid them on the counter. Remember, these are single use. They're supposed to go to the trash. They laid them on the counter and went on their break. And their goal was to return and use the same gloves. Not on my watch. I went in there and threw all them damn gloves away. I was like, nah. I've seen some crazy stuff. I really have. I was like, they really thought they was going to use that? Because you can get us sick. And usually, and I hope this isn't hard for a lot of people to hear, but usually it's from a demographic of people who, I don't know how to say that, are not born and raised American. I'll say it that way. And you'll find that a lot of people in the supply department specifically, which includes the culinary department, are from little Asian islands known as the Philippines. And this is not a blanket statement for everybody. I'm not judging. I'm not making fun. I'm just telling a fact that I've seen. Sometimes they like to salvage things that are not supposed to be salvaged. And gloves are definitely one of them. You need to throw that away. Because we can all get sick. And they don't like waste and things like that, And I could go on. Like one day, let me know if you guys want me to dissect the cultures and how things work on the ship. I mean, I know you guys want to know ship life, but what specifically do you want to know? Because I'll tell you. I don't have a problem telling you. So, yeah, that galley story. And I've seen situations where, I don't want to tell y'all that. Y'all gonna be scared. All right. So, yeah, I'll just stop there. I've had to correct some stuff here and there. And I remember when they get back, those guys got back off break because that particular galley staff was all male. And they said, what happened? I wonder what happened to our gloves. What happened to our gloves? And I was like, oh, they said, you see what happened to the gloves? Now I could have been honest and said, yeah, I threw them away. But I was like, no, I didn't see. I wasn't in here. I don't work over here. You see nobody come through? The whole time I did it. I threw it away. Because you're not supposed to use those. Everybody knows it. Well, everybody in our department knew it. They knew better because they're disposable. All they had to do is get some more. But a lot of times, sometimes it's hard to get supplies out. So sometimes people, try to salvage, but I'm not. I'm throwing them away. Wash your hands often. Make sure you're not sick. Oh, another story. I'll make this quick because I don't want this video to be super long. There is this lady. She was really mean, right? And she was from the same demographic of people. And I don't know why she didn't like people so much, but she was really mean. And she just had a nasty attitude. And sometimes when you go through plate presentation and plate production should be a class in some of these people's situation, because nobody wants soggy bread, or if you have fries and vegetables, you don't want your fries soggy because you put corn on top of it. Like, they know better. They know they're supposed to plate it a different way to make sure everything is fresh and that our shipmates are able to receive it and consume it well. Not this lady. She threw all that shit together. Whatever you ordered, you're getting it. Just like that. At no point did she care how she put it on a plate. And that's a pet peeve of mine, because I have friends that are chefs, have a cruise ship background, all that. So don't do that. So she's always started fights with people sometimes too, which a lot of people take. I want you to understand, being out here, don't take this stuff personal. I had to learn that. Don't take everything personal. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. People aren't happy with other stuff and they just project it. You know what I mean? So you need to have a control of your emotions. That is so important if you're gonna come out here. So important long term. I'm telling you this because I didn't have it at first, especially when I first got in. Didn't have it. I have it now. Anyway, back to the lady. She used to start arguments with people over her doing something wrong because they'd say, ma'am, I don't really want my corn to touch my fries, or I'm not trying to get my burgers wet, she just So one day when you become that type of hellion, you don't garner compassion and grace like other people would if they were nice. You mess up, okay, oh, she's cool or he's cool, I'll give him a pass. Nobody was sparing her. Whatever she did wrong, she got it because she didn't know how to talk to people. So I shouldn't laugh at this. So she had a bump on her mouth, right? And if you don't know what a bump is, it's the herpes bump that's like, that bad boy was huge on her mouth. She had this giant bump. I'm not kidding, it was big. And it looked like it was layered. And the more I looked at it, the grosser it got. And she was doing food on the line, and this is pre-pandemic, all that stuff. Like, this is pre-pandemic, so we didn't know anything about a COVID and all that stuff. So she was a nasty attitude person and had that nasty bump on her mouth. So everybody looking at her, like, you couldn't help but to zero in on it. You know how, like, on Austin Powers, when the dude had that big mole and then Austin Powers couldn't stop saying mole, and it was like mole. Like, that's what we were on. And when I tell you they crucified her, they crucified her. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have to do this, but she was a jerk. So, and she used to just go after people. Myself, I was not spared from her wrath. Oh my God, she was nasty. So we had a safety meeting. Safety meeting is when they call you in, and I can't remember if it was a departmental safety meeting or if it was an all-hands safety meeting. But they start talking about safety and sanitation standards. And hypothetically, I cannot confirm or deny, a few SIVMARs, I will not say if it was me or not because I don't recall. I cannot affirm. I could have done it. I've done a lot of things. But they were making reference to that woman's bump on her mouth in public. I didn't say I was the nicest person all the time. I will say this, don't bother me though. You don't know me, don't mess with me. That's how I feel. Like, just let me be. Speak and let's move on. If we can build a relationship, that's great. But if you're going to come in being a hellion and being a jerk, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you bring it my way, because I ain't doing that to you. So, some people made a couple of jokes loudly in front of everybody about that bump. And I think they took her off the line. Or she may have had to sit this one out because it was nasty and it was scary. Anyway, that's my petty chronicles for today. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you guys. Hopefully nobody's offended by these true stories. I ain't gonna tell you her name. I don't even remember her name. I just remember her face and how nasty she was. And they tried to make me her roommate. I'll tell you another time. Remind me to tell y'all about the time when I got to that ship that I was her roommate. They made me her sweet mate. That didn't even last 72 hours. Seriously. But I hope you have a wonderful day if you're watching this in a day, or a wonderful night if you're watching it at night. And make good choices. Make sure you have emotional intelligence when you get out here and have a clear, crisp grasp on your own emotions and your hygiene. So I'm going to leave you guys with that and have a great day. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I am on one tonight. Oh my God.